Hey, this is Connor with CongruentX, and today I'm showing you a preview of our brand new podcast, the Power Platform Podcast, featuring Kristine Kolodziejski. Down in the description, head over to our podcast channel to watch the full episode.
I think if we each gave a hot take when it comes to power apps, I think that could be kind of funny. What do you think? If you had one kind of hot take when it comes to power apps, what would you say?
No, I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first.
All right. I have two. I know I said
wow.
but I have two.
Bad.
I have many, but these are the top two. You know, that's kind of like that. It goes with anything you love. There's always going to be stuff that frustrates you about it, right? My two biggest things are preview features are always released too early. I know, I think from Microsoft's perspective, they're saying, hey, we're releasing this so you can kind of test it out and look at it. But I think sometimes that can create a negative connotation to when Microsoft releases new things, because often preview features will just be broken. Like I know that's kind of the point, is for you to test it out and find any bugs. But I think it's just often too early. I think if you're going to release something as a preview, it should do all the things it's going to do in production. It just, maybe is not 100% there, right? The second thing I would say is there's no great way to animate anything in a Canvas app out of the box. You can kind of do some stuff with SVG, which I've seen on your channel. But there's not really a great way to do it out of the box. Like if you tie the Y position of a control to a timer, you can kind of do it, but the polling rate is super low. If you've ever tried that, it kind of jitters its way down the screen or whatever you're doing.
It's not pleasant. It isn't pleasant at all, because obviously it's based on the timer. So it's not. It doesn't do it every millisecond. It does it every second. The animation, it just, like you say, it just creates that jittery effect, which is not nice at all. It makes it look like the application is glitching or just about to freeze. It's not pleasant at all. No, but these are really cool hot takes. I like that. I definitely like that. I definitely like that. My hot takes, I have multiple. I think the first kind of hot take that I have, and it's always controversial because I do a lot in Canvas apps, is it's not always the answer. A lot of the time, a model-driven application will fit your use case so much better and will make your life so much easier as well. If you have a relatively complex applications with lookups and viewing records, relationships and all of that, a lot of the time it will be so much easier for you to just use a model-driven application 100%. I know they don't necessarily look the way we probably want them to look, and I know that we can't customize them too much apart from PCF controls, but sometimes it's just so much easier to just use a model application rather than a Canvas app with 50 screens and then so much power effects that the application just takes 10 minutes to load. That's the first hot take. The second hot take, like you said, styling is such a pain. Obviously I'm trying to do things with minimal design and showing how you can do things with low code, but like you say, something like animation that really helps the UX, because animations are such an easy way to save you time and save the hassle. So if you have a record that's taken, let's say, 20 seconds to load or 10 seconds to save, if you have an animation like a loading screen, instantly your users are entertained. So they don't feel like they've waited 10 seconds for something to load. And it's one of the quickest ways to improve UX. Definitely that. The controls in the applications are quite dated. We haven't had a refresh since 2017. And we definitely need more modern looking controls in general and different types of controls as well. Because some of the controls look still dated. Even if we get a refresh like a drop down as an example and stuff, there's still a lot to be done. And the fourth hot take, I guess, the last hot take, I promise, is Power Apps and Power Platform in general is not always their solution to your problem. As much as you'd want to fit every use case, sometimes there will be times, very rarely, but when the Power Platform will just not fit, where you have to succumb to those pro developers that you might not necessarily like that will build the application from scratch, but sometimes that is just the only way to do it.
Yeah, external users. That's always the big one. Is like, oh, and
That's
users need to
that's
be involved. Like,
another thing.